Okay, welcome back. So like I said in the last video, part 2 will be covering all of the custom built cars that I've done recently. A lot of specially modified cars, which I really think you guys will find interesting here. So there's been a lot of work into this, and again I'll try to flow through this relatively quickly, but still get to the point here. But this next batch of projects are some of my very best right now, so I think you guys will definitely enjoy this next part. But we'll go ahead and get started here for part 2 of my latest update video. First of all, I've been working again with the some custom built or heavily modified Athearn tank cars, LPG tank cars, and this one here is one I've been working on for quite some time. This is a GATX style LPG car now. This one is a complete rebuild and a custom paint job. So what I did with this was took the old walkways off and then put the plano roof walk and railings on the sides, which I've gotten down to pretty much a science on these builds. So once I did all that, of course, I had to repaint the car, and I used various microscale highball graphics, and I think Railline graphics decals as well, just to do all the various correct data for the car and everything, and lots of other little, small bits of data and information there for just to complete the car. But this is GATX 5302, a low-numbered LPG car, a really old one, and you can see I got all the data and everything on there, the stencils and everything, the updated tank inspection sheet there, or the data, the stenciling, the graphic covers, and of course all of the graffiti on the sides is hand-painted and drawn on there. And I also did some patchwork on the sides. Safety stripes are added, of course, and then you get the nice rust haloing effects at the very top, some rust streaking effects, the grime on the walkways, and then the paint chipping at the top of the tank as well. You can see it looks very nice. There's a kick-up shot for this end, and then on this end you can see pretty much the same. I had to replace the railing on the ends as well to some more accurate parts, which I formed from wire, but everything else is part of the kit, the walkways and the ladders and everything else. So that looks pretty good. Let's see here. I'll go ahead and move on to this side, I think. Yep, there we go. On this side, there's a little bit more variation with the graffiti and everything else. It's the safety striping, everything, the rust streaking, all that. I got the LPG stencils covered up at the bottom there, and then the new ones put there, which looks really cool. So again, these are some interesting cars, and they need to be, in my opinion, excuse me, I'm sorry guys, I didn't mean to yawn there, but what I was trying to say, these really need to be made in mass by like a company like Athearn or Scale Trains or someone, because these LPGs are very common. But unfortunately no one makes them. Fortunately, however, Plano does make the kit, which is relatively easy to work with, and since Athearn makes the correct style of tank car, you can just simply modify this. So that's what I've done here with this one. So I'm going to keep building these, a couple more cars. I think I got 2 more kits left, so I can do at least 2 more cars, so I'm going to do some more interesting variations here down the road. I got to get another tank car in and start up the project again, but this is the latest one I've built, is GATX 5302, and I think it looks really good. I'm really happy with it. So it's another nice modern LPG car I can add to my fleet, and another kind of a oddball tank car that I can also add. So it looks really cool. I'm really happy with it. Go ahead and set that aside. Now, another thing I've been really working on lately is building a fleet of the construction demolition gondolas that run between New York, New Jersey, and then they come down here to Ohio to get dumped and then sent back up east. So I've been building a lot of these interesting variations of cars. The first one I'm going to show you is a complete kit bash custom built car that I did, and this is based off of a prototype, obviously. This car is an REGX 4092. A lot of work went into this particular car, as you can tell. What these are built off as the prototype, just like the prototype, these are built off of older thrall gondolas, the high side cars, which are extended from the middle, and then a top cord is also added for the particular construction demolition load so that they can haul more. So I did just like what the prototype does, or did, for these builds. I took 2 older roundhouse kits, combined the 2 cars together, and then built a custom top extension out of styrene, and then put all the details on there, like the ladders and grab irons and everything, and then put the railing there on the side, and then of course custom painted the car, custom decaled it, did all the sweet looking graffiti effects. You got the old safety striping deteriorating on the sides here. It's getting all chipped up and beaten up, as you can see on the sides here. Really nice effect. Got all the mud splatter, all the garbage juice splatter on the sides there as well. All that crap just splattered all over the sides. Typical C&D car with all that debris and everything. Some nice rust effects on the wheels and trucks, as you can see. Very, very nice weathering effects. The load, of course, is custom made. As you can see, I made a video on how to make these loads recently, so if you guys want to know how to make those, check back in my videos and you guys can look up how I actually make one of these loads. But I added this custom load to the car, and then you got all the debris hanging out of the sides, like the orange netting to cover the load up is just hanging and dangling over the side as well. Looks really, really cool, a nice little effect. On this end you can see all the kick up and everything. I added the high-tech air hoses, the new couplers as well. The end data, mud splatter and all that on the end, and then on this side pretty much about the same, all the graffiti effects, the mud splatter, etc. But it's a really, really nice car. It looks really cool, and it's a unique model representing one of these custom built cars just for this particular industry of hauling the construction demolition debris. So it's a really cool car, and I'm really happy I did this. The build took a little while to do. Everything in total, it took me quite a while. It took me about a week of work to complete this car, but it was well worth it. It looked really, really nice. So I'm very happy with it, but that'll be going in service, as you can tell. Really happy with it. So that's the custom built car I did. Now this next pair of cars, which I have a pair of 3, are also custom modified cars. These are very, very popular, and what these are former Colvair gondolas that also got top cord extensions for C&D service. The first one here is TALAX 4002, and again, pretty much just like in this case, I had to custom build the top cord, which is made from various lengths of styrene, and then I added the custom load, painted it, and then did all the graffiti work, all the mud splatter effects, all the paint chipping, all the weathering and everything, all the decaling, put the safety stripes on it, all kinds of weathering work on the sides there, as you can tell. There's this end, and you can see again lots of that netting material just hanging off the side, even kind of caught on the handrail on the truck here. Got the high-tech air hoses there as well, which are the rubber parts, the new KD couplers. And on this side, about the same, but all the nice little weathering effects that really make this car come to life. Very nice car, very happy with it. And I've been wanting to build these for some time, and I just only recently got around to it, and I'm very happy with how these came out. But that's the TALX patched car, as you can see. Former Thrall gondola with the top extension, very popular cars, and I finally got around to building one. So that's the first one I did, the TALX car. The next 2 I did are ITFX cars. The first one is ITFX 92001. Got the patching on it, got the new top cord, all the graffiti effects, and just like pretty much the TLX car, pretty much all the same effects, all the custom painted graffiti, safety striping, mud splatter, all the garbage juice, the rust, the heavy beating that these things take pretty much. All the debris hanging over the side, like the tarps, the netting and everything is just hanging off the sides there, really, really sloppily, but it looks really cool. There's the custom load. This end, and this side, as you can see. But it looks really cool. I really like it. So these are some interesting project cars. Like I said, it took me about a week of work with these 2 actually. I've been working on these off and on, and I only just recently got these done. I got the loads installed and put in place, and I'm very happy with them. I really like them. But that's the first ITFX car. This next one here is pretty much the same deal. This one has a little bit more custom graffiti though, and also I did some kind of some garbage juice leaking down the sides, this oily stuff, some dumpster juice dripping down the sides there. So that looks really cool. Got the netting hanging off the side as well, and then the safety stripes, custom graffiti, some patches. All that is done to the side there. And on this side got some full car graffiti, but you can see it's deteriorated enough. It's kind of peeled off, but this is probably my favorite side of this particular car, 92180. It looks just really, really cool. You can see the deteriorating safety stripes, and then the new ones at the bottom sill here. But all kinds of nice little weathering effects. It took me quite a while to do this particular car, but it was all worth it in the end. You can see how nice it looks. But these are the three Colvair, the rebuilt Colvair gondolas, all three of them that I've done recently for the C&D service. All three of them came out really, really nice. I'm very happy with them, and they look really nice. But those are the C&D cars that I've done. I'll definitely be building some more here down the road, and I'll be sure to show those when I get around to it. But those are for the ones I've done for now. So I'll go ahead and try to move these out of the way. They're not in the way for the next. What I'm going to finish up this video with is some boxcars that I've been working on. And with these are some Golden West Services boxcars, and unfortunately I just don't see these done enough. So I've kind of taken it upon myself to try to do some modern renditions of these cars in their current state of being all patched up and everything. So the first one I just recently completed is Union Pacific 801-290, and this is an Athearn Genesis boxcar, which I faded down heavily. I did all the graffiti work on the sides, patched it, faded it, like I said, did all the weathering effects, beat up the logos a bit, got the safety stripes on this now, as you can see. But all the various effects that go into this car is very time consuming, but it's another nice example of one of those modern Union Pacific boxcars. And this one in particular is a rare one because it's an actual UP patch car, unlike all the rest, which are DNRGW, SSW, MP, and SP patched cars. This one is a really interesting car that I did off some photos. There's the roof, which is done in the traditional, or my typical method of the acrylic paints and then the oil paints mixed together, as you can see. But the graffiti in particular was the big part of this car. You can't model a Golden West car these days without graffiti, so that was a big part of this car. And I spent hours upon hours just doing the graffiti work just alone before I could even weather the car. And it's really really the thing that makes these cars come to life is the graffiti. So it's an important effect. On this side I did the full car graffiti, which is badass if you ask me. It looks really, really cool. You can see it's some nice gang mural here, which I custom painted on the back with some enamel paints and some acrylic paints. Did all that, but you can see they put the safety striping over it at this point. And then some other tagger put couple of his markings on it at this point. It's starting to rust over a little bit too around the door. But there's the UP patch, as you can see. Safety striping over it, but it looks really, really cool, as you can see. It's a really nice full car mural, like these usually get. And there's the kick up on this end too. You can see all the nice weathering on the ends here. But it's just a really nice, this was a nice little project car. I think this was the second SSW box car I did. The first one I have is actually up here. You can see I showed this one in the last video, but I made a mistake. The last time I showed that one, it actually wasn't complete. I didn't finish the patching, but tonight I finished the patching on this car, so it's actually ready to go now. But these two are both Athearn Genesis cars, so these will both be paired together in my string of box cars for my modern Union Pacific Manifest. But this was a nice, again, another nice, really, really nice project car. I'll go ahead and bring this one back down too. You guys can see these two paired together. You can see they make a nice pair together. But the graffiti especially is really, like I said, really what makes these cars pop. And you can see how nice really those look. But the last one is probably my favorite, which I'll go ahead and bring into the shot to conclude this video. If I can grab it here. This next one here is actually an Intermountain boxcar, one of their recent releases. Again, an SSW cotton belt Golden West boxcar. This one took a while to do. I had to do the fading on it, finish the patching, again put all the custom painted graffiti, which took a long time to do, mind you, on this side. All the custom patchwork, all the rust work, and everything was done by hand, and was very time consuming, but well worth it in the end. You can see all the beautiful rust effects, how well those came out, the fading effects and everything that went into it. It looks very, very, very nice. Really amazing. There's the freshly stenciled card data there, and then the SSW patch out, and then you can see all the rust streaks, which I did by hand on the top seam here, the top quarter of the car, and then all the rust on the roof. As you can see, the roof on this car is starting to deteriorate pretty well. There's the first end, and then on the second end here, bringing it a bit better lighting, see the kick-up spray on the ends going up there, and then all the little bit of rust halo effects and all the rust streaking and scratches. And then on this side, again about the same, custom painted graffiti. All the rust effects and everything went into it. You can see there's all kinds of work into this particular car. It was a lot of a lot of time. I actually just finished the graffiti today, and then I wrapped up the weathering and put the safety stripe on it this morning before I went to work. But overall, a very beautiful car, and it's another really nice one that I've done. A beautiful car by Intermountain too. It's just very, very nicely detailed. I got all the underbody detailing as well, so I didn't have to do too much detail-wise to it. But yeah, that's the pair of cotton belt box cars right there, guys. So I got to post some pictures of this, the three together here. I call them the Three Amigos. I'll be posting some pictures of these on Facebook to wrap things up. But those are the cars I've been working on lately, guys. Like I said, I'll be sure to keep you guys posted on some more projects. And real quick, I'll show you guys this. This is a locomotive I'm working on, the HLCX 8070. It's one of the BN units. As you can see, I got the shell stripped down so far, but this will be another project that I'll be showing down the road here. I won't get into too much detail, but it'll be a complete paint job and detail project that I'll be doing later on. But that'll be another project for later. So that pretty much wraps this video up for now, like I said, guys. Be sure to stay tuned for more. Check out my Facebook page, Dan's Custom Trains on Facebook. You guys can follow my work there if you'd like. But for now, this is about it. Thanks for watching as always. And be sure to check out more videos as they come. Be sure to stay tuned for more how-to videos as always. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care.